You beat me here, cuss. All right, Blossom. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? You can hear me? Okay, good, 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 good. I don't see the like the screen usually move when you can hear somebody. Okay, I see it now. All right. Thank you for coming, Blossom. Welcome in, beautiful Blossom. Hey, D. Simmons. Welcome in, Miss Ashanti. Hey, Miss Good Times. Hey, Miss Flowers in the Attic. Hey, Sis Mel. Hey, Miss Allie Lee. Miss Annette. Miss Sting. Okay. Miss Brenda, how are you? So we late today, but we gonna talk. Hello, Miss Stone. How are you? Hello, Miss Vicky. So tonight we just gonna carry on from what we was talking about on Miss Kim's channel. We started to talk a little bit about it, and it's like the craziest experiences you had with men, like going out on dates or meeting men in public, or when you were in the process of getting to know somebody. So I got a few stories for y'all. Everybody welcome in my 2 cents with Danya. Hello, Miss Maisha. Hello, Miss Geraldine. Hello, I am Michelle. So I got some crazy stories. Hello, Miss Edmonds. A happy new year to you too. Some crazy stories some crazy experiences I've had. And I kind of start with the milder ones before I get to the ones that I thought that was just like ridiculous. So the first one that I was talking about on Kim's channel was I was at the corner store, like at a liquor store, and it was me and my homegirls, and we went in, and a guy was holding the door open for me. And you know how I told y'all I be in thought. So a lot of people just say I look mean, but I told y'all I just have like this resting bitch face because I'm always in thought. So he held the door open for me and I said thank you, but he didn't hear me say thank you. So that I guess that just started it all. He was already in his feelings because of that. So he followed me in the store, whatever, and he said, dang, you could have said thank you when I held the door for you. And I said, I did say thank you. I'm sorry that you didn't hear me or whatever. He was like, oh, okay. He said, I thought you was one of them stuck up ones. So, you just ignore people, whatever. So he followed me around the store and he asked me for my number. And I told him that I had a man. Now, at this time, I was engaged. So I told him I had a man. He walked away from me. He didn't say nothing. I thought it was over. I went to the counter, paid for my stuff, and I was standing at the door waiting on my homegirls to come out. He already had left out the store. As we was coming out the door, he blocked the door. He opened it, but he stood in front of it and he blocked the door. And he was like, you are one of them bougie bees. He was like, you ain't got no man. Nobody would want to be with no V like this. And he just went off on me. And I couldn't believe how he was that mad because I wouldn't give him my doggone number. And the craziest part was he was with some friends and nobody did nothing. Hey, Ma. Hey, Miss Connie. Yeah, that was the craziest part is that he was with some guys and nobody said nothing to him. Nobody said like come on or leave that woman alone. Like it was my homegirls in the back, like, man, move, leave her alone. She don't want to talk to you. And I was just baffled. So he just kept calling me all kind of bees. And after a certain amount of time, you only gonna be so many bees before you respond. So I'll just your mama a bee. Like you the bummy bee. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, Don't nobody want you, B. You a ugly B. Yeah, and I'm like, I was the same ugly bee that you just followed around the store. Now you giving it back to him because now you mad. You can't beat no man with your fist. So, women, we can beat men with our words. I should have just left the stuff alone. But at that time, I'm angry because I done been 52 bees. So we just going back and forth. Like I said, not once did his homeboys ever come and say anything to him. It was the men behind the counter that came and pushed him out the way and walked us to the car. And they were another race. The black man stood there, watched him berate me, said nothing. And it was the men behind the counter that came out with their pistols and walked me and my homegirls to the car and made sure we were safe. And I just couldn't believe how far he would go over somebody not giving him they doggone number. Hello, Lady Charisma. Hello, Miss R. Miss Forterez says, saw Mika was live and I ran on over here right quick because I surely didn't want to not be here. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much. Hello, Miss Mary. Hello, Miss Glam. Everybody welcome in Miss Glam Nagam. What Blossom say? Oh, Miss Blossom speaking. Hello, Shayna Pooh. Miss Vicky says, wow, I've been through some similar things and still go through that today because I'm just not interested at this time. My peace is more important. Yeah, I go through similar stuff too. And it's crazy how entitled some people feel to any part of you. It's scary. It's actually really scary. Um, Beautiful Blossom said these dudes are crazy nowadays. They are, Miss Nessa. Oh my God, that's horrible, Mika. Yeah, and um that's before I had my pistol. So you out there all, just you and four women and some men. Ain't nothing you can do. A's mom, hello, A's mom. Say hello, Mika Maz in chat. Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year to you. So another situation where it was me and my homegirl. Um, my homegirl was a dancer, and the only reason I say that, hello, Miss Angel. The only reason I bring that up is because she knew a lot of people in the city because of her job. Um, so and y'all think my behind is big. Shit, that girl, I got nothing on that girl behind. So we were walking to a club and we had to park down the street. And as we were parking, we parked down the street, we got the car, and the club was like 2 blocks away. And we were walking to the club. Some guys were behind us with a young lady. I think it was like two or three guys, and it was a young lady. They were walking to the club too, but like I said, they were behind us. While they were behind us, they were making references of our behinds the whole time. Mainly my homegirls. Like I say, my homegirls is way bigger. Um, so they said the most obscene things like, I bet y'all F up a toilet. Y'all ate so big. I don't see how you can clean it. They were saying some stupid stuff. So, when we got to the club, like I said, they were behind us. So when you get to the club here in line, they gotta check your purse, check your stuff, and we get patted down here. So as the security guard was patting us down, each one of the guys grabbed our butts. So of course we turned around and we went nuts. And these dudes literally tried to fight us because they touched us. Luckily, those security guards wasn't on that type of time, literally picked them up and threw them out the club. But who in the world grab your butt, I mean cuff it, and then try to fight you for getting offended for you touching me? People touch you like, because like I told y'all, because My body parts are larger than some people's. People feel entitled to touch you. They always just, I don't know if they think it's a show or they think it's funny or fun. Even women, and mostly women, um, I get touched more by women than I do men, and they women feel like they have the right to just touch you because they're a woman. So it's just a shame how people just feel like they're so entitled to other people's space or other people's bodies. Um, Hold on, let me scroll up and read some comments. I seen y'all laughing at something, so let me see. Everybody saying Happy New Year. Miss Danya says, I went on a date with a guy. I think he snuck off and did some drugs because he got weird, so I dipped. He followed me home. I was so scared. Called days later like nothing happened. I cussed him out. Wow. Followed you home. Wow. Hello, Miss Lori. Hello, Lady DS. Miss Glam again said, well, her can't walk then, cause that gotta be a ton of fun. Miss Geraldine said, hit the like button, y'all. Yeah, it is massive. Kim. Miss Florida Red said, anybody else sleep off and on all day like me? I enjoyed the New Year Eve marathon, but baby, I was tired and so sleepy today. Yeah, I slept. Okay, Auntie, I slept a lot today. I did. Hold on one second. Let me see. Chat. Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong thing. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, there we go. Hello, Miss Maydale. Florida. Florida Red. Lamb is speaking to you. Okay, I told y'all I've been through some crazy doggone situations. So this situation right here. Hello, Ocean. Everybody, welcome in. Ocean. He said peace and blessings. So, sisters, I mean that when I say that. Hello, Miss Latina. She said Happy New Year. You gonna learn today, and everyone in the chat. My mom said Happy New Year. Blossom said, what's up, Ocean? Florida Red said, Kim, I'm too old to be hanging child. Hey, Auntie.
Hey, hello everyone in the chat.
Thank you, Ocean.
Hey,
What's
Ocean.
up, baby? You got a story for us?
So we had a '80s party a couple of years ago. Just a few of my friends. So these guys, but it was like a family thing. So it was young adults there as well as you know older adults. It wasn't no small kids. And so y'all excuse me. Y'all know my throat is bad. So when we get ready to leave, it was like a group of guys, younger guys. They look maybe like in their 20s, standing out by the car. And so one of the guys asked me, he walked up to me, he's like, what's your name? And I'm looking at him like, baby, I'm old enough to be your grandma. Not your mama, but your grandma. You know what I mean? And so he was like, no, B. I said, what's your name? And I'm looking at him. So I'm looking at my friend. I'm like, he talking to me. And at this time,
What?
I had my pistol on me. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
baby, I don't want no confusion, but I'm old enough to be in the late. Is this, are you related to the lady that lives in this house right here? He's like, that ain't what I asked you, B. So I guess he was trying to be cool in front of his friends. So I just kept walking like I'm not gonna pay him no attention. So he came up and grabbed me by my shoulder, like turned me around. And B, didn't you hear me talking to you? I said, what's your name? So my girlfriend was like, don't put your hands on her. Don't touch, don't touch her. Don't put your hands on her. Don't do that. And so I'm looking at her like, go get some help. So she got ready to walk like she was gonna go back like around the back of the house, and the guy friends foot and they blocked her off. So I guess it was like a maybe a gang initiation. I don't know. And it was in the suburbs, so it was really weird. So he grabbed my purse. He grabbed her purse. So he was like, "What's your phone number?" I was like, What's my where your cell phone at?" Girl, them young boys harassed us for like 30 minutes. When I say I didn't know if we were gonna get kidnapped, I didn't know if we were gonna get killed, I didn't know if they was gonna rob us. And then they laughed as they let us go. They humiliated us for like 30 minutes. It was horrible.
How old did they look?
Maybe like in their 20s, like 25. And when we finally got to the car and we called the couple that had the party, and the husband went back out there, and I guess they knew who some of the boys were, but they didn't know who all the other boys are were. So they followed up on him, but it was just the most horrific because literally I was like, okay, these young boys are finna kill us, they finna rape us, they finna rob. We had no clue. But we were in a subdivision, so we didn't think to have somebody walk us to the car because you and I, we just going, we getting ready to leave. We thought
Mhm.
we knew the people, honey. They called us B's and H's, and it was horrible. Just disrespectful.
Wow.
Just
These
disrespectful.
people out here crazy, man.
That's why I tell my kids now when somebody asks you for your phone number, whatever, give them a fake number. Don't
Yes.
just ignore them. You can't just ignore them because they don't take that no more. So even when you talking to them, like and if I had to do it all over again, I don't know how I would do it differently, but I probably wouldn't have got smart with them and said, look, young man, I'm old enough to be your grandma. I probably wouldn't have said that if I had to do it all over again. Because when I say it pissed them off, girl, I didn't know what was gonna happen to us. Yeah,
Child.
they
Ooh,
disrespectful. They very, very disrespectful.
yes.
You have to be
Well,
very, very careful.
you got to be careful out here nowadays.
Yeah, you have to be careful. I said I was scared. I mean, and it was all a fun and games for them. It was like a joke. Like I said, I don't know if they,
Mhm.
I don't know what they were in, but it was like a joke to them. They could care less how we felt.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Until somebody do it to their mama.
exactly, exactly. Like, so I don't really go anywhere at night anymore unless I'm with your uncle. I don't go nowhere at night by myself. Well,
See,
every because he work at night, I'll go to the to the gas station or something. But I call somebody, I'm on the phone with them, and then I have my gun on my side the whole time.
this next situation, the one at the store and this next one I'm about to tell you all about, it happened in broad daylight.
Oh,
Like these situations happen in broad daylight. So the next story I'm about to tell y'all happened at another store. It was a different store by my house, and I drove to the store, and this happened in the parking lot. So as I get in my truck, he blocks me off. He gets out his car and he asks me for my number. Now, after the last situation, that's when I got the fake number. So now I got the fake number this time. So he blocks me off and he jumps out of his car and he asked me for my number. Like he literally tapping on my window. My window is down a little bit, but he like tapping on my window. I'm like, yeah. He like, can I have your number? I'm like, no, I got a man. He like, well, you not leaving until you give me your number. So it's the cars behind me and him blocking me in. So I can't move. The dumb cars behind me won't move. They waiting on us to move. So I'm like, I got a man, I don't want to give you my number. He was like, well, your ass gonna be here then. This guy leaned up against my doggone car door and wouldn't move. So that's when I gave him the text number or whatever. So he put out his phone and he called it. So I answered the phone. He was like, okay. As he walking away, I see the pistol on his hip. I just thought about, dang, what was he gonna do if I didn't give him a number or my number? Like who blocks somebody off? And as the cars behind us is blowing the horn, he yelling, F y'all, I ain't going nowhere. Like he don't care about nobody or nothing until I gave him my doggone number. So as I'm leaving, I leave first because he pulls away, but I leave first. I live 2 blocks away from the doggone store. I took the long way home because I didn't know if he was following me. So I had to take the long way home just to make sure that man wasn't doggone following me. And I lived in an apartment and I was scared to go to my car every day, not knowing did he follow me where he lived at because he went to that store. So that's a neighborhood store. So I'm thinking he must live in the neighborhood. So do he live in apartment complex I live in? Because it was a huge apartment. Do he live around the corner from me? Is he gonna see me drive away one day? And when I block that number from, the app, he gonna see me one day. So it's just so scary to be put in those doggone situations, and you live by yourself as a woman and you don't know what's going to happen next because you don't know if you ever going to bump into that individual, especially going to a neighborhood store, and you just assume that that person live in the neighborhood because most people who go to the neighborhood store live in the neighborhood. So I never went back to that store until probably a year ago. That was my first time going back to that store in like 5 years. But this time when went back to that store, I had both of my pistols. So at that time, I didn't have anything on me. I left it at home because me thinking I'm only running to the corner store, not thinking I would need it. But when I went back to that corner store finally after 5 years, I had somebody in the car with me and I had the courage to go back in that store. I had both of my pistols on me because it's just a crowded, because it's a strip, so it's several different stores and restaurants in that strip, so it's crowded, so it's always guys just hanging out in the parking lot or in the parking lot because they going in and out of the stores or waiting on their food or whatever. And no matter really what store you stop in the hood, it's somebody standing outside of the doggone store. You never gonna go to a hood store where people ain't standing outside.
These people are crazy. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story, and then I'm gonna drop down.
Okay.
So the story of my first date with my husband. This is my second husband, y'all can know. My first date. So he asked me. We had been talking on the phone for a long time. We had mutual friends, so we had been talking on the phone for a long time. So I love seafood. So I was like, okay, we can go eat seafood. So we're gonna go to. We went to Papados, and we eating. And so then we decided to go to this little spot, like a little hole in the wall, go have some drinks and dance. So we out there dancing, and me all of a sudden I see these big old like knots on his face, his nose. After we left, he swole up. Girl had to rush his back. Thought this man was about to die because he was allergic to seafood, but he wanted to go out with me so bad that he ate seafood anyway. Didn't take no Benadryl. We had to go to the emergency room. Girl, I was so mad at that man. He looked like I tell him to this day. He girl eyes swole up, nose, tongue, everything just swole up. Almost died. That was our first date. I don't know why I went back, but I went back. Look, we took him to the hospital, let him get a little EpiPen shot, and went on about my business. And I know Kim down there crying, laughing.
I wish I'd have had one in my purse, stuck 'em right in the thigh. I'm
Well,
gonna read some comments. Mel says, "Child, I can't deal with these men nowadays. They do too much. That's why I keep to myself." Absolutely. Blossom said, "Yes, I act like I'm dead when they try to talk to me." And then she meant to say death.
yeah,
Shayna Pooh said, "It's best to just be polite and keep it moving." Yeah. Miss Danya said, "They call your phone right there when you give them your number just to verify you ain't lying." Yes, they do.
yep, they do.
Miss Geraldine says, "Hit the like button." Miss Florida Red said, "The corner boys always hollered at me. I was told I was a PYT, a pretty young thing. Then cursed me out when I ignored them. Once they found out my cousin was a neighborhood thug, they recognized." Shani Poo says, my little cousin ignored a young man and he got embarrassed because his friend started to laugh. He actually hit her and broke her jaw. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I was thought was gonna happen to me that night with them, with my friend and them little boys. I thought they were gonna hurt us. They tormented us for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Glam said that's why it's good to have that resting. I mean, that's what I have, but that's what they don't like, but it's not purposely. Like I said, I be just in thought. Hello, UFO. Hello, boss lady. Blossom said, or act like I'm talking on the phone. That don't work for me, Blossom. Miss Danya said, I talk like I'm slow or I have a speech impediment.
I don't care
Miss
about.
Mel said, I was followed for 3 blocks walking from the store before. I had walked to a house that I didn't know just to play it off like it was my destination. He finally left. Wow.
They don't care. They don't.
Wow. Beautiful Blossom said, that's crazy and scary. I know what you mean, Miss Danya. Miss Janice says, hello, Mika and Chair. Hello, Miss Janice. Hello, Miss Swag. Found everybody welcome in Swag, or I see y'all already did that. Miss Mel said, we gotta be safe, ladies. Hello, NY Leo. Miss Lady Charisma said she loves some Papa Dough. Hello, Miss Alice.
Lady
Miss
Curry,
Mel said, these guys make you wish you wasn't as attractive sometimes. Just leave us alone.
or just be more respectful. Like the disrespect is just at an all time high. It's
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Kim said, you better have went back on another date.
We just can't go to. Well, we could go to Papa Do's. But he won't get anything but like a salad. He won't get anything where they might cross contaminate. He's scared to even eat at a.
Yeah, my ex-husband was allergic to seafood, but love to go to Red Lobster. I said, boy, I can't wait to stick you in your thigh with this EpiPen.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Miss Rhonda. Miss Danya says, this guy I knew and dated asked to use my bathroom and he came back with a piece of toilet paper hanging out of his butt. So you shit at my house, you gotta go. Hello, Changelia. Hello, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you, UFO. It's Ashanti for me. TV says I'm starting to act like I peed on myself and stuttering.
You have me
Miss Annette says I'm 56 years old and I can't imagine ever going through something like that. Praise God that you ladies weren't hurt. Yes,
Yes, it's scary. You have to be careful.
yes, it is. So,
You have to be careful.
okay, so y'all ready for this next story? This
Okay, I'm gonna
next,
drop down to
okay,
somebody
babe.
else. Okay.
Okay. So this,
Well,
thank you. So this next story, not even my mom know about. Um, only my ex-husband knew about this story, and my uncles. My uncle and my best friends knew about this story because they handled the situation for me. But I didn't want to tell my mom because I didn't want to scare her because it was a very scary situation for me, and um it scared me for a long time, had me really afraid to leave the house. So one day I'm in my bed with my husband, well, ex-husband, husband at the time, and my cell phone started to ring. So I snuck out of bed and I answered the phone, and it was a man. And I'm asking him, who is he? And he telling me that he met me at a club. I'm telling him, no, he didn't, because I don't go to clubs. When I was married, I was like a real married, like really, I don't know how to explain it. Like I was old school married. I didn't go out unless it was somebody's birthday. I didn't club, like I was a homebody. Um, If you see my husband, you see me. If you see me, you see my husband. Like that was the type of marriage I had. Um, so I'm like, you didn't see me at no club and you didn't get my number from me at no club. And he was like, yes, I did, Tamika. So I'm like, why is he calling my name? So I'm thinking maybe somebody had gave him the wrong number at first. You know how people give people fake numbers? I until he called my name. So I hung up on him and I put my phone on silent. So he called all night long. So he called for the next 2 days, like all day long, and I didn't answer the phone. So I went to my mom's house. My mom lived about maybe 15 blocks from me. So I went to my mom's house and my mom needed to go to the store. So I took my mom to the store and he called me while I was at the store. So he said, you took your mom to the store in that beige Impala? I'm like, what? How the fuck do he know that I'm in a beige Impala? And how do he know I'm with my mama? So I instantly hung up because it scared the out of me. So I start looking around because I'm in the parking lot by myself at the store. Nobody else is in this parking lot. So I'm looking around like, who is looking at me and where they at? So my mom get back in the car. We go back to my mom's house. I'm just shaking, but I'm not. I didn't tell my mom what was going on because I really don't know what's going on. So my mom, go back to my mom's house. I park in front of her house. My mom goes in the house. I'm standing in the driveway. He calls again. I answered the phone. He said, you look really pretty in your pink dress. So I'm looking up and down the street. Is no cars that I can see nobody in. I'm looking up and down the street. I'm like, who is watching me and where are they? I don't know where this man is. And I don't know I don't know where he coming from. Like I have no idea. All the cars that's on the street, been on the street. I know my mother blocked frontwards and backwards because I grew up on that block, so it wasn't no cars on that block that I wasn't familiar with. But I don't know where this man is looking at me from. So I get in the car. I tell my mama I'm leaving. I wanted to go home where my husband was, where our pistols was, where I was safe. So I drove home, but I didn't take the main streets. I took the back streets home. So I drove home and got in the house like I ran in the house. And when I ran in the house, like I tried to slow down before I got to the door because I didn't want my ex-husband asked me what's going on because I didn't want to tell him because I didn't want him to think that I was cheating on him because I didn't know how this man got my number. So I slowed down so I can catch my breath and catch my composure. And I went in the house. So as I went in the house, I had to cut my phone on silent again because I knew he was going to keep calling. So he called again. I don't know how many times. And I snuck in the bathroom and I'm like, what do you want? He's like, I see you made it home. And then he started describing what my husband had on for that day when he went to work. So I knew he was watching all of us, but I don't know who this man is. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? He watching everybody. I don't know who this man is, where he came from, yada, yada, yada. So I call my husband into the living room and I explained to him what happened and how it happened. And at first, he was like, you into it. It was like, almost like a blame thing, like you went to a club and you gave somebody your number, and it was exactly like what I was afraid of, because how did somebody get your number, or how did they know where your mama stay at, and how did they know where we stay at? Like it was something that you couldn't explain. No, Ashanti, we didn't go to the police. um we called somebody from the police, but we didn't go to the police. Um, so I told my ex-husband, um, he called his homeboys, and we called a friend of ours who worked for the police, and they end up tracking the number down, and that's all I'm gonna say. So I never heard back from the guy after that. I'm gonna go up and read y'all messages. Hello, Miss Jennifer. Miss Diane said, Mika, let's watch and discuss I Am a Stalker on Netflix. Okay, I gotta look that up, Pooh. Miss Good Time said, wow. Miss Beautiful Blossom said, oh my God. Maisha said, oh my God. Everybody said, oh my God. UFO said, certified weirdo. Miss Florida Red said, I just laughed. Remember, me and my friend met these guys in the club under dim lights. We agreed to meet them afterwards at the after club spot I had for breakfast. Child, why I had the ugly one. Oh, Miss Mel said, oh, he was a stalker, stalker. Yeah. UFO say always best to tell the husband or boyfriend so they know how to take precautions. Yeah, I know now, but I was young, and I just didn't want to be blamed for something that I didn't do. Good Time says, "Wow, scary." It's Ashanti from ETV said, "Oh, okay." Miss R said, "Was it someone you knew?" No, it was not nobody I knew. I never met that man a day in my life. Um, Glam said, him dead because you gotta finish this one. I don't know, Glam. I wasn't allowed to ask any questions. Ms. Mel said, I feel you. Okay. Lady DS says, scary story. Miss Flores said, dang, happy to say, can't remember any real scary experiences like these. I'm from a different era, though, with my old self. Yeah, I'm okay, sis. I'm okay. Just telling that story, it just creeps me out. I am Michelle said, that's what's up. Family that got your back. Sorry you had to go through that. Thank you, baby. Beautiful Boston said, so did you ever figure out who it was? Yeah, they figured it out, but I don't know that man. I never seen that man a day in my life. Once they showed me and told me who he was, I never seen that man a day in my life. Miss Annette said, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I can hear it in your voice that it still affects you. Yeah. It's Miss R said that's scary. Hey, Pink Confinement, everybody, please welcome in Pink. Yeah, it does because living by yourself, even though I have somebody, but I still live by myself. Living by yourself is scary, and with so many things, scary situations that you've been through, you know what I'm saying? You always feel like you gotta watch your back. And it's even worse when you gotta watch your back from your own people. That's what make it worse when you gotta watch your back from your own kind. So whew, child, that story took me out. So I used to work at this bagel shop, and this another stalker story, so y'all can see why I be strapped up shorty. So I used to work at this bagel shop, and this customer came in, and hello, take a deep breath. This customer came in, and he was a regular customer. He said how he got his stuff, he walked out. So after he walked out, he called. I answered the phone. He asked me, was I the young lady at the register? I told him yes. He said, can he take me out on a date? He told me that he was the man that just left and asked, can he take me out on a date? I said, I don't know which man just left. Mind you, I'm a doggone cashier. I've seen a lot of men that just left out of here. I don't know which man that just left out of here. So I said, I don't know who you are, but I'm not dating at this time, but I appreciate it. Hung up the phone. Well, he couldn't take that for an answer. He called back. I answered the phone again. You sure I can't take you out on a date? I'm positive you can't take me out on a date. I have customers. I'm busy. Hung up the phone. That man came to the job every doggone day, called the doggone job until the owner of the job had to call the police on him, and the police had to threaten to arrest him for this man to stop coming up to the job and just watching me through the doggone window. I don't know. It's some doggone creepy people, and what they get out of scaring people, or what do they get out of staring at people all doggone day? Like, I'm the type of person, if I even feel like you don't want to be bothered with me, I'm gone. If you don't if I feel, if I even got an inkling you don't want to talk to me, I'm done talking. Kim, stop. So I'm the type, like, I'm done. I'm not going to force anything upon anybody. I'm the type, I'm not trying to keep anything that don't want to be kept. I'm not trying, force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. I fall all the way back. But it's a lot of people who can't accept rejection, and they try to push themselves upon people. But even it, like, you can't force someone to like you. You can't force somebody to be with you. uh I ain't even reading pink, I mean, not pink, glam comment. UFO said exactly. Miss Danya said, oh, I ain't reading Danya comment either. The link not working for you? Hold. Oh, you talk about the membership link. Miss Connie, y'all a nut. I ain't reading y'all comments. Miss Mel said, you try the SO. Okay. All right. I'm gonna tell y'all my last story. Ain't my last one in my head, but this was the scariest one. And this had to do with how, when I first started dating my ex-husband. Okay. So, when you younger and you call yourself having a boyfriend, but you don't have a boyfriend. Okay. So it was this guy when I was younger that I used to talk to when I lived over by my high school. But when I moved, I stopped talking to him, but his mom like lived close to where we moved back to, which was our family home. So he used to come by and see me sometime over there or whatever. So he went to jail. Now, mind you, we wasn't like that or whatever when he had went to jail. I had told him, like, I don't deal with nobody in jail, so we can't talk or anything like that. So we didn't talk anymore. That's when I really start talking to my ex-husband. Now, my ex-husband was my sister's, the boyfriend she has now, her kid's father, her fiance. That was his best friend. We lived 3 blocks away from each other. We grew up with each other. They used to always be together. So they used to throw me and my ex-husband together because they was always together. So that's how I started talking to my ex-husband at 17. So when old boy, it was time for him to get out of jail, he calls my mama, and my mama is in these comments somewhere. He calls my mama because his mama couldn't pick him up from jail. He calls my mama to pick him up from jail, and my friendly mama tell him that she will pick him up from jail. My mama thought it would be a surprise for me that he was getting out of jail, so she tells me to get in the car. I don't know where we going until we reach downtown, and here come this fool. Girl, hold on, let me do it on my laptop. Here come this fool coming out the doggone jail. So I'm looking, I'm like, I know she didn't, cause I'm with my ex-husband. So I'm looking at this fool come out this jail. I'm like, oh no, she did not go pick this sucker up. Where his mama at? So my mama just a smiling, and he just a smiling, and I'm the only one mad. Hold on, I'm trying to get this doggone membership link. So I'm like, I know you lying. So he gets in the car. He says hi and everything. I'm looking at him like, where you going? Because you can't come to my house because I got a man. Like, where you going? So I'm telling my mama, like, you got to drop him off to his mama house because he can't come to our house. So she drops him off to his mama house or whatever. He calling me the whole time. I'm like, listen, we wasn't talking when you was in jail. We not talking now. So he got jealous and he kept calling. He calling on the phone over and over and over and over again. I'm like, listen. He like, can we get back together? I'm like, no, I'm with somebody. So he steady trying to get me to tell him who I'm with. I'm not telling you who I'm with. So one day, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to post this link for Blossom to see if it worked for her. Okay. All right, Blossom, I just posted it. So, um, one day we all in the house, and I get a knock on the door, on the front door, and it's him. So I go to the door. I'm like, what you doing here? He like, which in there you effing? I'm like, what? So he like, which end you in there effing? I'm like, oh my God, this fool, he on one today. So I walks off the porch and walk in the driveway. So I'm standing in the driveway here. I'm like, what do you want? Why did you just come to my house? We ain't talked in months. Like, why are you here? I'm just here trying to see which one of them is you effing. So my homeboy come out the house. He said, it ain't him. I'm like, here we go. So my sister fiance come out the house. He said, no, it ain't him, because he know that's my sister's fiance. So here come B come out the house, my ex-husband. He said, is that in? I said, oh my God. Here we go. So they sit up in they posse up in front of the house because they know I don't want to deal with him anymore, and they don't know why he here at the house. So they don't know if he came to do something to me. So they came outside to see why I'm outside so long. So B, which is my ex-husband, gets a lawn chair and sit it in on the sidewalk in front of the house. My brother-in-law, he's standing behind B, and my homeboy is next to him. So we gonna call We gonna call the one that got out of jail. We gonna call him D. So D standing in the driveway still. So now he like, you effing don't leave the house, just order everything. He said, you effing that in right there. So that's who you was doing the whole time I was in prison. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, just leave my house. Please just leave my house. He went walking in the backyard. I don't know what this fool go walking in the backyard for, but next thing I know, he comes from the backyard with a shovel. Now y'all know the shovel with the concrete like part on the bottom, not the plastic shovel. I don't know, uh, is it a shovel that got the well anyway, this one was big, but it had the concrete part on the bottom. It wasn't plastic. So he comes back from the backyard running like he on somebody NFL team. And as he get to the sidewalk where B and my brother-in-law, my homeboy at, he swings the doggone shovel at my ex-husband. So my brother-in-law pushes him to the ground. If he would have hit him in the head with that shovel, he would have decapitated his behind right then and there. So as he missed and they get up, now he dropped the shovel. Now he want to fight. So now he want to fight everybody. He now it's his big behind against the three of them because now they ready to fight now. So now all of them ready to fight, but now he done turned his anger on to me. I'm all kind of bees. I'm all kind of sluts. He should have never trusted me and yada 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 yada. So now they see that this fool just try to take them out. They running home to go get their pieces because now you done set up here and try to hit somebody with a doggone shovel that look like it got concrete at the doggone bottom. So this fool say, oh, y'all going to get y'all thing? He walks down the street. This fool done parked all the way down the doggone street. So he already knew he came to do something. He goes back down the street and get his pistol out of his mama's car, come to down the street and start shooting down the doggone down the side street where they running at to go home to get their stuff. It was a big mess. So I go get my uncle to try to diffuse the situation. Luckily, he liked my doggone uncle, so he calmed down. But this fool told me before he left that this was all my fault because I should have just stayed with him while he was in jail. Honey, I don't do no jail, people. Baby, I ain't got to stay with nobody when they was in jail. And I was too young to be even doing any of that in the first place, staying with somebody in doggone jail. I told you before you went to jail, I wasn't talking to you. Child, these people are doggone crazy. If I just think, we always think back to that day when we always talk about this situation. If he would have hit that B in the head with that doggone shovel, he would not be here today. Luckily, B my brother-in-law pushed him to the doggone ground because baby, he would not be here to tell. We would have never got married if he would have had hit him in his doggone head because that doggone thing was hard as a doggone rock. And that fool had just got out of jail and was ready to go back. I said, oh yeah, that was a nut. And good thing I got away from that fool. And I was so mad at my mama for going to pick him up. Let me read y'all comments. Ashanti said, hit the like button, enjoy the show. Miss Mel said, at this point, you might as well dress like a nun when you go outside by yourself, sis. Miss Mel said, I'm so okay, I read that. UFO said dating coaches and pickup artists influence even more desperate men to cross the lines when trying to meet women as if it's a sport. Tragic. Wow. I appreciate you for being here today, UFO. Um, it's Ashanti from Me TV said just wearing a huge trash bag that doesn't show your figure at this point. Oh Lord, y'all want me to go outside with A big t-shirt like my grandma. Um, my two cents. What Danya says, on I am a stalker. Oh, on I am a stalker. The girl got a new man, and her ex came in and unalived him by accident. He meant to Whoa, he meant to unalive her. Wow. Lady DS said, "Yep, cover everything." Child, my two cents. What Diane said, "Don't leave the house, just order everything." Hey, Laylia, baby, how are you? Tell her, take a deep breath. Said the metal shovel. Yeah, I think, I guess that's what it is. Miss Jenna says, it's back in. That makes them crazy. Oh my God. Miss Mill said, I had an ex boyfriend that had some issues. That Negro came through my kitchen window at 3 a.m. in the morning. Everybody sleep. I wake up. He was standing over me. I had to pray him away. Oh, Jesus. Miss Donya said, take that peach, make a man kiss. No, 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 no. Good time said, dang it, man. You have some lifetime stories under your belt. Yes, and that's why I be scared to date. Lelia says, Lord, have mercy. My goodness. Yes, I be really scared to date. Um, that's why I deal with the guy that I used to be in a relationship with, and we just, just together. Now we just mess around, I guess, because it's so scary out here in the dating world. So I don't want to be in a relationship like that. I mean, I have somebody that I can depend on, that I can count on or whatever, but I don't want no title. Um, but it's very scary out here, and that's what stopped me from wanting to date anybody, from wanting to go out, because you never know who you're gonna meet. And y'all, if y'all ever cross my page on Facebook, y'all will see that I have a status up that numerous people have used my pictures and posted it on plenty of fish dating sites. I had to make several posts about it. I don't know why they choose me, why they choose my pictures, honey. But I had a inbox on Facebook one night from my homeboy talk about some, are you on POF? I said, what the hell is POF? And he said, plenty of fish. I said, now you know damn well I ain't know nobody plenty of fish. So he screenshotted the profile to me. And somebody done made a whole profile with my pictures from Facebook and using them like they me. And in my mind, everybody was like, oh, they're going to catfish somebody. They're going to catfish somebody. That's not how I think. I'm from the hood. I think, what if they setting somebody up using my pictures? That's the first thing that crossed my mind. Not they trying to catfish somebody. I went straight hood. Like, what if they setting somebody up using my pictures? You know what I'm saying? And trying to lure somebody in that way. So you never know what these crazy people out here doing. I have had to contact so many sites that people have told me my pictures were on, but it's really nothing you can do, because once you get one page shut down, they got your pictures. They just make another damn page, and it ain't nothing you can do with this. So it doesn't matter if you got your page shut down like Fort Knox. Your profile picture, screenshot, they got that. Your doggone your feature picture, screenshot, they got those. So my I thought my page was locked down, but they got some of my pictures. My Instagram doggone page, they got pictures off of that, pictures that people share that you tagged in, that your family members tagged in. They got pictures off of there. So just be careful. Oh, beautiful Blossom, you finally got it, baby. Thank you so much. Miss Florida Red said, Danya, I remember a show called Snap. Never heard of the show. I Am the Stalker. Snap still come on, Miss Florida Red. I watch that often. Thank you so much, Blossom. I know you tried hard to get that. I appreciate you, baby. It's a shanty me for me. TV said he was about to lose everything for you, Mika. And y'all want to know what? About 8 months ago, 8 months ago, he sent me a friend request on Facebook. When I tell y'all, I was so scared when I seen his face. Child, I hurried up and blocked that fool. Glam said, my mind ain't set up for these kind of fools. No. Florida Red said, mine ain't either, Glam. Lelia says, I had a phone call, so I missed the end of your live. I will catch you next one. Miss Mel said, yes, he crazy, Danya. That relationship was the scariest relationship I've ever been in. My two cents, what Danya says, a man was meeting women on Tinder and he turned out to be a killer. He was fine too. Didn't look suspicious at all. I seen that, Danya. Miss Florida Red said, it's the outer beauty, Mika. That's why. Oh, God. Thank you, Miss Florida Red. Miss Mel said, thank you, everyone, for your support. You all are much appreciated. Miss Ali said she remembered that. Well, y'all, I have taken y'all time out for an hour. Miss R said the older men are crazy too. Yes, I've been out with older men too. And it's the craziest. I'm gonna tell y'all this. The I went out with when I was 30. I think I was 37, 38. I went out and I call him young man. He used to hate when I did that. I was 37, 38, and I went out with this young man that was 30. He was the best date I been on. You hear me? He was younger than me, but when I tell you he was one of the best dates I've been on, a pure gentleman. Opened every door, held my hand down the steps, held the small of my back as I walked down the steps, held the umbrella, put my napkin in my lap at the dinner table like straight gentleman. I had known him for a while before I went out with him. Never gave me creepy vibes, never talked about anything sexual or anything like that. He was a straight gentleman, but the only thing for me was he was a little bit too young for me, which I told him off rip, but he still wanted to go out on a date. So I appeased him, but I just couldn't do it. He was a little too young for me, but a perfect gentleman. Hello, Miss Doris. But yes, it is the older men, some of the older men are no better. But I'm about to end this thing. UFO, thank you for being the only man in here riding out with us. Thank you for your point of view. Miss Florida Red said, wow, the hour passed quick. I'm not sleepy. So who's up next? If nobody, I'll catch a few replays. Take a deep breath. Say, yes, ladies, character is key. The devil is charming and can dress up. Absolutely. Well, I thank you for everybody for being here. Good night, Miss Danya. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all for rocking it out with me. Hello, Miss Sandra. And I will see you all soon. Good night. Have a beautiful night. May God bless you.